Hello everybody, this is the Texas Deacon, and as you can see, that's not the Texas Deacon sitting at the desk. The Deacon is behind the camera. This is my good friend, Badfinger, that has a story to tell. He has given me the scoop on this one, the first interview he's had on the subject. So, Badfinger, take it away.
Yeah, people know me as I had a YouTube channel called Badfinger 05200, and I told we tell the truth and stuff, and I got it deleted. I guess my channel's deleted. But anyways, I usually don't watch videos anymore, and I don't really do videos anymore. And I was called out to. I'm going through a trial myself of not having a job, and I guess I'm being blessed right now with the job. I got the job that I wanted, but the time that I was off, didn't have a job. I wasn't doing anything. I was on the computer, and I was paying attention to the BUNDY ranch incident in Clarks County, Nevada. And since I didn't have nothing else to do, I was watching these great patriots, all these cowboys that were sitting on their horses and stuff, being threatened by an agency that our government says that they're part of our government, and it's not. It's called the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, and they are not part of our government. They are owned by Puerto Ricans. Okay, the Puerto Rican government runs them, and I did my research, and they're not of this government, have no authority to our land or to our Constitution. And I guess these guys are the Puerto Ricans that are running this BLM. They decided they were going to they manage the land, and now they want to claim ownership to it. And what they have done is they've gone to the Bundys, and they told them to get off their land, or it was going to be Waco style, and everybody already knows that part of the story. Now I wish I was there on Saturday, because I would have loved to be with my brothers, that day. But I was on the computer watching, InfoWars, Alex Jones himself, and he was telling a story about. He had one of his best reporters there. And I was watching it, and as I'm watching this story break down, I have my mother and my brother and sitting in the other room, and they're watching the news, and it's not even on the news. And this is national. This should have, it should have been on mainstream, but it wasn't. They were trying to keep it under the carpet. So I said to myself, hey, I think I better get down there, because I don't want my brothers and sisters to be, I don't want to be pulling out our brothers and sisters from a ditch like they did in Waco and Ruby Ridge and stuff like that. So I went down there. Now this is the truth. Now all these other people, I didn't want to come out and tell people, I wanted all the riffraffers to go ahead and tell their story, let them try, let them tell their lies. But this is the truth. When I went down there, the Bundys, they're Mormons, but they're Christians. They're good Christians. I've talked to them, Cleveland Bundy, Ryan and Dave Bundy, and all of his whole family, and they're just wonderful people. All they are is Americans who just want to be left alone. And as I was down there, and I brought my firearms like everybody else, because I'm not gonna let these guys be, taken out for some land that our government thinks that they can just take. Now there is, our government, according to our Constitution rights, this government cannot own land only to the fact that they can only land, the only land that the United States can own is like the White House. If they want to put a military base somewhere, it has to get Congress and the senators ratify to own parts of land, but they can't own and give. They cannot take land and give it to somebody else. Okay, they cannot do that. I looked into that too. So basically, they had a Mickey Mouse court and telling the Mr. Cleveland Bundy that he had to, leave his property. I mean, I thought the Constitution says that they cannot, take. The government cannot just come in here and take your land. Well, anyways, besides all that, I was down there as a witness, and this is what I had seen down there. We had donations, and people gave with through their hearts, gave what they can, and they took care of us. And I pitched a tent down there, and I was making sure that they were well taken care of. But the sheriffs came down and they patrolled once in a while, but you rarely ever seen them, and you rarely seen the BLM. But there were these, you heard the Oath Keepers. They are the ones that took. Actually, they paid my way in going down there because I had no money to go down to to Clarksville County. So they paid my way, and I'm thankful for that. But the Oath Keepers, everything was kind of confusing. I think there was more informants than there were patriots, to be honest with you. They had these militia that showed up. I couldn't tell if they were militia or government informants. They were coming out of the woodworks, and basically what they were trying to do is get you to say something incriminating so they can get you later down the line. They can nail you later on down, And they started all these rumors. And I'm a Christian, and I felt like, God said that I want to send you somewhere, and I want you to be a witness. And so, as I was down there, I seen the militia, I seen the people. I mean, we had all kinds of support throughout the world. We even had some Australians down there. We had people from Germany down there. I mean, I'm talking about people who are actually willing to take the side of a family, American family, the Bundys, and stand with them in case anything should happen. Now, this is what I seen. We were standing there, and we had all these helicopters. That they're government. They're taking pictures of our license plates and everything, and Harry Reid is calling us domestic terrorists. And all we're doing is exercising our Constitution. We were not terrorists, and we're just Americans who love our Constitution and our country. Well, anyways, you have the Oath Keepers, and they had a little compound that they had themselves, and they all looked military. They were all militarized. Basically, these guys were like, I was told that some of these people that were on the compost were active police officers from other states, or retired police officers, and we also had active military and retired military, and they were like basically weekend warriors. They were wearing their sidearms. Now, I'm not against anybody who wants to practice their rights. Now, I live in California, so you can't sling a rifle or wear a sidearm outside your house or in your car or something like that. So when you're at a place like Nevada, you obviously you want to stretch your constitutional rights. But I kept mine in my car, and I hardly ever wore my sidearm. I didn't need to. So anyways, back on the Oath Keepers, I think that they were infiltrated by government informants, and they pulled a fast one. The government did. They always started these rumors, and they started saying that Mr. Bundy himself, and I talked to Cleveland himself, and he's an awesome guy to talk to, and he's not whatever they said that he was. Like, they said that he was a cult leader. Yeah, right. He's just a man who loves his God and loves his family, and he was just a nice guy. There's people that want to kill they want to kill him, and he took his time out to talk to me, and he thanked me for being there with his with his family, and we did a lot of praying, and our prayers were answered. Now they started this rumor. I wanted to tell everybody about this rumor they started. I didn't. We had 48 hours to get out, according to the government. I mean, our government. Think about it. Our government gave us 48 hours to get away from the Bundys. Okay, 48 hours, and I was sleeping at that time, and I got up and I have 24 hours left, and I said, "Where's everybody going?" And a lot of the Oath Keepers. They're weekend warriors and everybody, all the ones who look intimidating, they all left. Okay, now we know who the men are. Now, I wanted to verify this, so I went to the Oath Keepers compound, and I looked, and there was this little old lady and this old man standing guard. I mean, look at me. I'm not intimidating. I'm getting old, and I'm out of shape. And I look at this, and I go, that's God's army right there. I mean, that is God's army. You got the little old lady. I wanted to get out and give them a big hug. They stood their ground, and I stood my ground. Now I look at it this way: there were just too many of us. So God decided to weed out all the fence sitters. So that's why they left. Anyways, they were cowards and they left. This was the Oath Keepers. Then you have after we stood our ground, and I said, you know what? God sent us here. He said, don't worry about it. They weren't going to bomb us, but it wasn't a rumor they were going to. But somehow, some way, they stopped. They didn't end up doing it, obviously. So they started this other rumor. This is our government, okay? Something's got to change when we have to fear our government. Then they started hiring on mercs. The BLM is one thing. Now they want to hire on mercs. And they wanted to make sure that we knew that they were hiring mercs on. Okay? They rented out all, in Las Vegas, they rented out all the casinos. And they weren't, the government was buying up the room space and not, so regular people who want to go in there and gamble can't rent out any rooms because they rented all the rooms out for their mercs, which the mercs weren't there. They were just trying to make us think that they were, then they would put a couple mercs or a couple people who spoke for the mercs in the lobbies and stuff like that, harassing people who were there just for gambling and stuff. They were trying to intimidate us, and they said that if there was anybody in supporting of the Bundys, they're we're pretty much going to be shot. That they're going to come in and they're going to kill us. Now that's our government telling us that we're going to be, that they're going to send in mercs and kill us on our own land. Think about it, everybody. That's our government telling us that. This is the United States. This isn't like, I'm not in Mexico and I'm not in Iraq. And they're telling me they're going to carpet bomb us with their drones and then come in with mercs? And I stood there and I stood my ground and I said, please, come on in. Just like the Marines said down there when they were fighting, when they were kicking the Japanese asses down there. They said, what can we do? They said, send more Japs. And that's exactly what I say. Send more mercs, buddy. Send more mercs and see what happens. Mercs on our own soil. Can you believe that? Our own government telling us that they're gonna send mercs down here? They have no business here. They have no business taking our gun. They have no business taking our guns. I'm gonna tell you something about guns, okay? I'm sick and tired of you left-wingers out there asking me what do I need a gun? Well, it's not for stopping criminals. It's for stopping a tyrannical government from taking over. That's what my gun is for. I'm no longer worried about some jackass breaking into my door. Hell, next time something happens, I'll just call a gang member. I'll just call the Mexican Mafia if something happens to my house, instead of calling a cop. I got nothing against police officers, so don't get me wrong, I'm just saying. They ask me these questions about, why do you need a gun? Well, this is why we need guns. On our soil! On our soil, they were going to sit here and they were going to shoot American citizens. They were going to shoot an innocent family. And all the guy did is provide meat. That's all the guy did. The guy provided meat. All he was doing was raising cattle and trying to keep his family survived. That's it. He had to sit there. I mean, the guy isn't rich. Think about it. He had to sit there and pay off all these government hands all day long. What does he got for himself? All he has enough is for soup. He's not a rich guy. He has to pay off everybody. But he's sick and tired of it. I didn't want to come out and tell everybody about what's going on, but that's what's going on, man. I mean, I never thought that I had to be afraid of my own government. And there is not, I'm telling you right now, I'm a truck driver. I was blessed with a good job. I'm telling you guys right now, they're setting up out there. I see light armor vehicles throughout our country, and they're putting their places in play. Okay, that's what they're doing right now. And they're going to be coming for you. I know they are. And when it started to get it to be Mickey Mouse, and I realized it was, the rest of the time I was there for over a month, and I know that they're not protected, but they're not coming back, because that's what our government does. They tippy-toe, they see what they can do and what they can get away with. That's what they're doing right now. Just like the Missouri incident up there. I don't have anything against cops, but when they're bad, they deserve to be punished. But when they do something good, they should be recognized as, being a good cop. Now, this officer, what I read in the story, the fact that he's got 3 witnesses and a videotape that says he's innocent. And he did his job, and 3 witnesses, and that video, says he did his job. I believe it, and he should go on with his job. They're looking for a putsy, or a potsy, to continue their propaganda on this country. They've got our government. They have it. They just don't know how they're going to take the people. They just don't understand, because the people were just too stupid to know that we're being occupied by a tyrannical government. And we have the right to defend ourselves. All these problems keep popping up there. ISIS is, since Al-Qaeda is a bad name, and it was developed by our CIA, it's just a different name. It's the same organization. ISIS, they're letting them in. I talked to this, they're just letting them in over the border. That's all they're doing. Obama, believe him, only the opposite. He says he's about ready. He wants to protect Americans. No, he's not here to protect us. He's just telling you that to calm you down, because something big is going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to give you a date or anything like that, but I'm telling you they're working on it. They're setting us up. And all they're doing is putting their positions in and seeing what they can get away with. They work. First it was the Bundys, it was Waco, it was Ruby Ridge, and then you have all these other things that are developing today, which is down there at Missouri and other places. They're just, they're going to try to make their move, and hopefully America wakes up and fights back. Anyways, this is Bad Finger signing out. And I thought I'd tell you the truth about the Bundys.
Thank you, Badfinger. And I'm going to close this just like I do all my other videos. May God continue to bless and forgive the United States of America. May God continue to bless the Republic of Texas. And may God continue to bless you and yours.